Hello everyone to probably one of my last videos before the PTB that is releasing early June. And today I will be talking about what skins I would like the first Springtrap to have in Dead by Daylight. This one's an easy one and it's Dark Springtrap. I could see Dark Springtrap being a common or uncommon skin for a Springtrap, with Dark Springtrap basically just being a darker green Springtrap. Dark Springtrap was first shown to us in Aftermath Research Location and in Funko merch. This one is Scrap Trap. I expect we'll probably get this one. Scrap Trap is a broken down Springtrap where he then fixes himself in FNAF 6. The one thing they would have to do is fix his left arm because it's just bone. Toxic Springtrap, one of the FNAF AR skins for Springtrap. I've actually seen this one really requested on Twitter for one of the cosmetics for Springtrap, and I expect we'll probably see it. The Curse, a really forgettable skin. It was first introduced in FNAF AR for a Springtrap skin. I really doubt that we'll see this in the game. Maybe they'll take the design in some way, but I really doubt it. Another really requested Springtrap skin on Twitter is Flaming Springtrap, one of his FNAF AR skins. I definitely think we could see this coming in the game. Only problem is it probably would be too bright a little bit, but I think that would be fine. Spring Bonnie, William Afton's favorite and most beloved item he has. He even cares about it more than his own kids. Not surprisingly. I expect that we'll probably see this in the game, and I think it will look pretty cool. This one goes by many names, but I call him the Agony. The Agony was first introduced in the Fazbear Fright series, where William Afton turned into a kaiju rabbit trash monster. I've talked about it before. The only problem with this one is it would have to be shrunk down to be the size of the Springtrap model in Dead by Daylight, but I'm not sure that we will see this in the game, but I think it would be really cool and a really good callback to the books. If you asked me a week ago, I would have denied this as a skin for William Afton, just like how I would deny Burntrap as a skin for William Afton, because Glitchtrap and Burntrap are not William Afton, aka Springtrap. But Glitchtrap's suit is being majorly hinted at that William Afton actually ordered the suit to be made for himself. So I think this suit could work for Springtrap, and it would actually look pretty creepy. But honestly, they would probably save this cosmetic for a future second FNAF chapter where the Mimic is the killer, for the Mimic to have a Glitchtrap and Burntrap outfit. Now to one of the first legendary type skins for Springtrap, Pit Bonnie from Into the Pit. Into the Pit game, books, whatever. So for the legendaries, I'm going to say some voice lines that I could see them saying, with Pit Bonnie's voice lines being based off and taken from the game Into the Pit. For lines where you're just loading into the game, I could see Pit Trap having animalistic laughter or saying, "I will make you suffer just like I did." When Pit Bonnie is stunned, I could see them saying, "Don't make things any harder for us. Even if I don't get you now, I always come back." Or an animalistic growl, or saying, "No more games." When grabbing a survivor from a locker, they could say, "There is no point in hiding," or having animalistic laughter again. For grabbing a survivor off a generator, "Come on, let's go have some fun," or some animalistic laughter. Finally, for voice lines, I have when hooking a survivor, they have animalistic laughter. And for when they're doing their Mori, they could say, "I'll make good use of you," or "You'll fit right in with the others." For what I think Pit Bonnie's Mori could look like is them start biting at the survivor and tearing at them like they're jump scares Into the Pit, and then stuffing the body of the alive survivor into a small ball pit that then disappears, leaving behind some plastic balls. Overall, really hoping we get this as a legendary type skin for Springtrap, and it probably would be one of my top faves. Next is the Yellow Rabbit, which has been confirmed for this chapter as a legendary skin. For his starting lines where you just load into the game, I can see him saying Ollie Ollie oxen free, ready or not, here I come, and this is going to be so much fun. We already know he does say Ollie Ollie oxen free and ready or not, here I come, by Dead by Daylight showing us this video.
Ollie Ollie oxen free, Ollie Ollie oxen free, ready or not, here I come.
When being stunned, he could say, what is your deal? A little old for temper tantrums, aren't we? Rotten little beasts, grunting, and I always come back. When grabbing a survivor from a locker, they could say, that's such a shame. Chuckles, lucky me. Generator grab, they could say, you had one job, repair the generators and don't get caught. Or they could say, you couldn't just leave it alone, could you? One of the quickly say, for the line that says you had one job, repair the generators and don't get caught, was actually came up with by Mr. Shu. When hooking a survivor, they could say, you are finished, farewell, piece of cake. Or when doing a mori, they can hum or say, I will catch you on the flip side. For Yellow Rabbit's mori, I could see it being a reenactment of Vanessa being attacked in the movie, where he starts choking the survivor and then stabs them in the stomach. I guess this would also be kind of similar to the Michael Myers mori, but it's still quite different. Now for one of my top 3 most wanted skins is Blight Trap. It's guaranteed basically that we're going to get Blight Trap one day, where it's Blight Springtrap. Most of the, almost all the original killers already have it. Some of the licensed killers already have it. And I'm sure Springtrap will get one. I also wanted to do Prestige Springtrap. Every character gets one. And yeah, I'm excited to see these when the chapter comes out. Not the Blight Trap immediately, but I'm sure we'll get that one day. My second most wanted Springtrap skin is Clown Springtrap, the FNAF AR skin from FNAF AR. Probably one of my favorite Springtrap skins and Springtrap variants in the FNAF franchise. And I really do hope that we see it in the game. They would have to change his weapon from FNAF AR, his weapon is a hammer when he's Clown Springtrap, to just being a knife. My most wanted Springtrap skin, Novel William. This would be William Afton with just wearing the spring body mask. Novel William would be another legendary type skin, and when starting into a game, when loading in, they will either say, this will be fun, like old times, or I am Springtrap. When being stunned, they could say enough theatrics, or grunting. When grabbing a survivor from a locker, they could say, you've been caught, or let's put the past behind us, or laughing. When grabbing a survivor from a generator, they could say, you are staying, or laughing. When hooking a survivor, they could say, don't move, and laughing, or say, there is no way out, and say, none of you will survive the night. When performing a mori, they could say, I am one of them, laughing. You can't help but admire what I've done. Sometimes great things come at a great cost. The spirit follows the flesh and also the pain. For Novel Williams mori, I wanted to make it different than normal Springtrap's mori. Is probably going to be just stabbing, and the Yellow Rabbit also probably just going to be stabbing. I wanted to make Novel William mori more different, so I decided to have him put an animatronic head on the survivor, spring locking them. Kind of a reference to the first novel, where one of the kids, not kid, but teenagers, are stuffed in a suit, and he shows the animatronic head, showing them how spring locks work. I would love your suggestions for his mori in the comments. Now some Springtrap skins from Dead by Daylight collections that would be cool to see in the game. A Everlasting Frost Springtrap skin would be cool, with it being similar to the Ghostface skin, where Springtrap is frozen and maybe has ice spikes coming out of him where he's all blue. It would be pretty cool to see. A chrysalis Springtrap skin, probably a given that we will probably see this one day, with moths coming out of Springtrap's body. Uh, we'll probably see this one day, I'm sure of it, and probably gonna be one of my favorite skins if it comes to the game. A wasteland cosmetic for Springtrap. For this, I envisioned a kind of like Knight's outfit, but rabbit themed, where Springtrap, instead of wearing his normal animatronic suit, is wearing a knight piece of armor, but as shaped in a rabbit. I think this would be actually really cool to see in the game. Is it likely to happen? No, probably not. Horrors from the Deep Springtrap skin. They can get some inspiration from the one Tales of the Pizzaplex book, but I could see it being most similar to the Blight skin from Horrors of the Deep, from the Deep. Definitely a most wanted collection Springtrap skin, and hopefully it comes to the game one day. This Twitter user had an idea of a Techwear collection Springtrap skin, where it turns Springtrap into an original Funtime skin, like a Funtime Springtrap, which I actually think would be pretty cool, and might be my top favorite Springtrap skin if it did happen. Is it likely? No. So now I will be going into two, could probably be random to you, but what if Springtrap collabed with two licenses to get some collection skins in the game? Totally random, not really, but alien. What if we could see a Springtrap type alien skin for the Xenomorph in the game? We know Scott is a huge fan of Alien, or at least the first movie. That's where he got some inspiration for the FNAF games, and why he actually decided to collab with Dead by Daylight. So maybe Dead by Daylight can get these two publishers together and actually make this collection happen. Is it likely? Absolutely not. Would it be cool to see? Yes. And if this did happen, that would mean canonically in the Dead by Daylight lore that a face hugger attached themselves to Springtrap, and a chest burster came out of Springtrap, kind of like the Mortal Kombat game, and turned into some rabbit animatronic xenomorph. And I would like to see it happen. Is it random? I've already said yes. But is it cool? Yes. Final collection is a Ghostface mask. This is absolutely probably one of my most wanted. So right now, the Ghostface license, the mask license, is working on making a bunny Ghostface mask for Easter and so on. And I feel like they could just recolor it to make it similar to Spring Bonnie's colors and give it to Ghostface inside of the game. And there, ta-da, FNAF mask for Ghostface. Likely, no. Would love to see this happen one day. Maybe because Matthew Lillard's coming to the game as a skin for Springtrap. Maybe he can get the Mask franchise or so on to talk with Scott. No, though. This is probably never going to happen. Would it be cool? Yeah. Would I love it? Yeah. Definitely because I'm a Ghostface main inside of the game and now going to be a Springtrap main. But yeah, I'm hoping this happens. Absolutely probably not going to happen, though. That's all the skins that I would like to see Springtrap have, or can see Springtrap having. And yeah, tell me in the comments if you have any ideas, or for Maurice, for some of the legendary characters I talked about, or voice lines and so on, and what skins you would like Springtrap to have. I could have went into other animatronic skins because the animatronic, it's likely that Springtrap's going to have other animatronic skins like Ennard or Circus Baby or so on. But I've decided not to go into that because this is supposed to be a quick video, and I could just go on and on about animatronics being a skin for Springtrap. Like, top of my head, the Mimic, but I would like the Mimic to be a sequel chapter, or maybe Golden Freddy, or Freddy Fazbear, so on. It could be multiple skins. I'm pretty sure it's already been confirmed that we're probably going to get a lot of skins with this chapter. And I'm sure that's probably why Springtrap was named the animatronic and given a power that basically resembles the FNAF gameplay. Because, like Behavior said, Scott doesn't want skins for Springtrap not to make sense for the power. Like, giving Springtrap the power of summoning the phantoms, it wouldn't make sense if you gave Springtrap a skin of Enter then. So they made the power similar to the FNAF 1 gameplay, or FNAF gameplay. So we'll most likely get a bunch of skins of other animatronics with legendary stuff, and so on. Last thing I wanted to mention, I've mentioned this in the last video, but in the comments and description, there will be a petition for trying to get Michael in the Dead by Daylight in the future as a legendary survivor skin, or a survivor paragraph. So the petition is basically trying to get Scott's attention that we want Michael in the game, because it's most likely Scott's fault that we don't have Michael in the game. So yeah, give Michael a face. He is literally the protagonist of the franchise. He deserves to be in it. Don't send any hate. My next video should be Springtrap versus all the Dead by Daylight characters. And that should be the next video I'm working on. Goodbye. Make sure to like and subscribe.